tired. Spend your life trying to be everything to everyone. And I know that look in your eyes, 'cause I've seen it in the mirror 1,000 times. That's the face of a woman who doesn't understand how much she's loved. And then the TV tells me I should be like her, achieve like her, to earn the affection I so desperately need. But the people love me best don't expect me to save the world. Now they regard me as a goddess and they always give me love for free. And they say, you are what you are, and that's all you ever need. Fierce like a warrior, and soft as a sunbeam. Everything you've ever been, and everything you'll ever be, is holy, 'cause you are a goddess, babe. It's hard enough to be just me, rule my world from a place of reverie, forgive myself unconditionally and learn from my mistakes. But then the movies tell me I should look like her and laugh like her. If I'm a quiet beauty, all will surely fall in love with me. But the people love me best like the way I laugh, and they don't care what I wear. They rather see me loud and proud than mistake the light and pretty. And they say, you are what you are, and that's all you ever need. Fierce like a warrior, and soft as a sunbeam. Everything you've ever been, and everything you'll ever be, is holy, 'cause you are a goddess, babe. Hey, you are the sun and the moon. You are the earth and the sky. You are the one who answers the prayers that you're laying down day to night. You are the undefinable, and the one who is desperate to define. You are the one you've been waiting for. You are the love of your life. You are what you are. That's all you ever need. Fierce like a warrior, and soft as a sunbeam. Everything you've ever been, and everything you'll ever be.
Thank you, Angie and the New Thought Messengers. Hello! Hi to everyone here in person, to all of you online. I am Rev Shannon O'Hurley. It is such a delight in my life to get to be your senior minister here in this spiritual community. Know that we are a group of folks, of kindred spirits, who are on this spiritual journey together. We are an inclusive, progressive, and compassionate spiritual community that is dedicated to doing our own work in the world and then taking that and walking it out into the world to help make it a better place for all people. So I just want to welcome you here to the New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. Hi, Darcy. This is a choir Sunday, so this is an exciting morning for us, an exciting day. It's also exciting because our NTCSL Colorado group are watching us together in Colorado. Hi, everyone in Colorado. Let's turn around and say hello to everyone everywhere. And NTCSL Colorado, thank you to John and Annette Nelson for hosting that. They gather once a month together there to watch service and pray together and be together. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Let's all take a deep breath As we take a moment, let ourselves be fully right here and just acknowledge that we are on the ancestral land of the Kalapuya people here in Lake Oswego, and we affirm indigenous history, experiences, and sovereignty. I want to also take a moment and thank our online hosts, our practitioners who are holding the space for our online community so beautifully, practitioners Lori Nazarino, Cindy Gomez, and practitioner 2 student Carol Scott. We're just so grateful for you, for all of you. And now let us together, we like to do this piece here at the beginning of service where we share with one voice our vision and our mission. So let us do that together. Our vision, recognizing our oneness, we envision a world that works for everyone and all creation. And our mission, providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Before I ask Terry to come up and give us our opening blessing, I want to say a very special blessing of love to John Bluster, who is usually in our booth there. He wasn't feeling great this morning, so we're sending all of our love to him, and to Shayla, who is doing all of our online stuff in the booth there. Thank you, Shayla. Blessings to you, John. We just love you so very much, so very much. We have some flowers here. Y'all didn't tell me. So these beautiful flowers are from the NTCSL staff in honor of me. I'm looking at this for so my birthday was Thursday, the 28th of September, and these are my birthday flowers from the staff. Mary and Carolyn and Bea. Oh, I just love you. Thank you, thank you. And these beautiful flowers here are provided in honor of Pat and Mike Hazlitt's 52nd wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary to you, beloved. Oh, that's just wonderful. That's absolutely fantastic. So with that, I am going to invite Terry up for our opening blessing.
Thank you, Rev Shannon. Oh, it's so wonderful to be in the presence of each and every one of you. What a blessing that we can gather together today and worship and love and sing and laugh and perhaps cry, and that's okay. So I'd like us to move into a time of blessing. So if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or just cast them down. Let's go ahead and take a gentle breath. And really just settle in to this time of love, this time that love has made. And I know that this time here now is sacred, for each and every being in this room brings forth an expression of that divine with joy, with laughter, tremendous love. And for this I am grateful. I'm grateful to be here in the presence of everyone, for I recognize it is that divine being that brings us here together and is with us now. And staying in that space of peace and love, I give great thanks. I give profound thanks, gratitude for each and every one of us. Our music ministry, the choir, to our ministry staff, Reverend Shannon, Reverend Sarah, and soon to be Reverend Shelley. I'm grateful for all of this that brings this day together here now. And for those volunteers, those people who are working with our young ones, our teens. I can just feel that energetic flow of love here now. Thank you for our audiovisual crew stretching themselves to do something new. Thank you, thank you. And so in this space of knowing that all is well, I release this blessing, knowing it to be filled with so much grace. And so it is. And as we move into this time of spiritual practice, I'd like to invite the choir up. And if you are able and willing, feel free to stand up. Thank you.
so it is.
So it is. Thank you so much. You know, I stopped for a moment and just allowed that to wash over me, and it was so beautiful. Isn't it wonderful to have the choir accompanying us? Isn't that? Thank you all. What a blessing you are to all of us. Speaking of blessings, what does she have in her hands, you might be asking? These are all of your pledges. The pledges that you turned in and gave us so that we can budget. I want to thank everyone. The month of September was our month to budget, and I want to thank all of you so much for providing us what you will be giving to us so that we can budget and plan. And as promised, we shared with you all that this year the winner of the drawing has an opportunity to win one of three things: either a free class, any of the classes that we offer, 50% off our retreat tuition, which is wonderful, or a free practitioner session. So one of you, here or online, will receive that. So I'm going to ask Sherry Lester, there you are, my beloved, who is on our pledge committee, stewardship team. Good morning, darling. And Sherry, can we just hear it for Sherry? If you see her, she does all kinds of things around here. We just love her so very much. All right. Can we have a drum roll, please? Sherry's going to draw it. Oh, go in. Scoosh it around. Make it like, there we go. Okay. And up. Whoop. There we go. Yes. Can you read it? Well, here, you know what? I have the microphone. So I have Gail and Manny Hernandez. Yay! I'm going to have you keep this. And would you take this with you? Thank you. Thank you so very much. Congratulations to Gail and Manny. We are so excited for you. Speaking of excited, it's so wonderful when we have a new practitioner who is stepping into a new area of service, and I'm delighted to invite Doug Allen to come up and read our sacred reading today. Thank you, Doug.
Good morning. A prayer that you may live in your truth and receive its blessings, that we may live in our collective truth and reap its generations of grace. If the mountain between denial and truth is towering, we must climb it. If the ocean between sickness and healing is boundless, we must swim it. We must find the will and the way to kill our deadly fairy tales and fables and grow lungs for breathing and living inside the truth of who we are. It is the only way to reach who we want to be. And so it is.
Here's the NDCSL choir. And we've got the bench on the bandstand today. We've got Edwin and Kivit on drums and guitar, Angie on piano, and Brandon Hito on bass. And please give a warm welcome to Darcy Bradley.
I'm walking in spirit, and talking in spirit. I'm running in spirit, and I'm turning in spirit. Well, I'm growing in spirit, and it's showing in spirit. Well, I'm walking with the spirit front of me. Well, I'm walking in spirit, and I'm talking in spirit. I'm learning in spirit, and I'm turning in spirit. Hey, I'm growing in spirit, and it's showing. Well, I'm walking with the spirit in front of me. And when I find myself in one of those situations, confrontation. I go within and get plugged into my friend before it's too late. I put the Spirit in front of me to make those crooked places straight. Oh, I walk in. Ooh, I'm talking with Spirit. Ooh, I'm learning. Hey, I'm turning. But I'm growing. And it's showing. And I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. And when I find myself one of those situations when I don't know what to do, when I got no explanation, I go within and get plugged in for a revelation. 10 times out of 9 it'll work out fine without my participation. I walk in and who I'm talking. Hey, well, I'm learning. Hey, and I'm turning. Yeah, come on. Ooh, I'm growing. It is showing. Well, I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Hey, come on. Hey, I'm walking with Spirit. Who and I'm talking with Spirit. Who I'm loving. Hey, and I'm turning. Who I'm growing. It is showing. Well, I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Well, I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Hey, I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me.
Oh, walking with the Spirit in front of me. Oh, so fun. Thank you, choir. We love you so much. Thank you, Darcy. Thank you, New Thought Messengers. How's everyone doing? Yeah? Yeah. Oh. Well, I have so much to share. I want to start by thanking Shelley and Reverend Sarah for their fantastic talks on our book series, Lighter by Young Pueblo. If you have not yet seen those, I invite you into it. It's just really just lovely, lovely, lovely. So I want to start by honoring someone who has made a huge impact in my own life. Many of you know that one of the most important pieces of social justice for me personally, and there's much that falls under that umbrella, is ensuring that not only people in our country have enough food to eat, but that they have a roof over their heads. We here at NTCSL do a lot and are very committed to supporting folks who have found themselves in that situation. And to that, I want to honor a very, very important person who happens to be his 99th birthday, and that is former President Jimmy Carter. Yeah. The work that he has done, he and his beloved Rosalind have done for Habitat for Humanity has impacted generations here in our country. And I just want to honor him with a quote, something that he wrote that I love so very much, something he said that I love so very much, and that is, I have one life and one chance to make it count for something. My faith demands that I do whatever I can, wherever I am, whenever I can, for as long as I can, with whatever I have to try to make a difference. Again, I have one life and one chance to make it count for something. My faith demands that I do whatever I can, wherever I am, whenever I can, for as long as I can, with whatever I have, to try to make a difference. It's a mouthful, but a good one. Yes. Yes. And you know, we too have a chance to make our lives truly count for something, to make a difference. And that's really what I'm talking about today. So my talk today is called To Tell the Truth. I realized, was that a game show? Okay, hilarious. Well, we're going to have a little fun, as we always do. To tell the truth. Now, there are very different kinds of truths. Alternative facts is not one of them. Ba-dum-bum. I could not resist. There is a small t truth. You know, my name is Shannon O'Hurley. I have blue eyes. I am the minister here at New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. You all have your small t truths. And then we have what we call around here capital T truths. These are the universal spiritual truths that we all share, such as our interconnectedness, our oneness, our inherent worthiness. The spiritual truth that we hold here in our progressive liberal spiritual community will be different from the spiritual truths that may be held in a conservative community. And that is okay. We are free to choose. Isn't that a beautiful thing about being here in America, in the United States of America? We are free to choose. There are many places on the planet where that is not the situation. And so that in itself is a blessing. I want to start with that. This word truth is a very interesting one. Because when you look at the original meaning, the etymology of the word truth is actually faith. Isn't that interesting? It's actually faith. So whatever truth you profess is what you have faith in. We teach here in New Thought that we have faith in the goodness and the love and the compassion that is at the center of every human being, whether they know it or not. That's one of the truths that we share here. And the thing is, in thinking about this, is that the delivery system, if you will, the delivery system that recognizes this inherent truth in all of us can be both spoken and unspoken, which I will get to in a moment. In this world of ours, we are called to be the truth so that we can be a beneficial, healing, and loving presence to ourselves and others, especially when it is difficult. This is the truth that I'm talking about today. This is how we live our vision and our mission that we shared earlier, to help make the world a better place for all people and all of creation and ourselves. So I knew that this talk was coming up, when I was in France, and I was paying attention to how we communicate as humans, because really what I'm talking about today is communication. The spiritual principle is interconnection and interconnectedness, but it's really all about communication. And I don't know about you, but I can point to very specific times in my life where there has been a breakdown of communication and all H-E double toothpick happened. Yes? All hell broke loose because of a breakdown of communication. So a lot of what I'm talking about today is how we can speak truth and prevent that from happening. And being in a country where English is not the first language, I was given multiple opportunities to, as Rev Sarah spoke so beautifully last week about, to peel back some layers of this onion, this idea of communication and truth, and where the twain shall meet. So today I want to give you two very specific ways that we can share and be the truth of love and kindness and compassion in a world, and the ways that we can communicate this both non-verbally and verbally, especially during times of conflict or difficulty. So, have you ever been in, let's say, a post office, in line, a long line, maybe it's around the holidays, and there is, maybe the line's out the door, right? Everyone's tired and frustrated and fill in the blank, all the things, right? But then there's like one person in line, and they either crack a joke, or they start cooing at the baby in the stroller, or they just strike up a conversation with the stranger in front of them about, do you think it's going to rain? Have you ever noticed how that changes the entire line of people? Most people. Maybe there's one or two that refuse. But the rest of us kind of like our shoulders soften a little bit. And we kind of go, yeah, okay. And we engage. Even if we are talking or not, we're engaging in that moment. And you notice how it just sort of softens and relaxes. Let's say it's the person who's talking about the weather. Let's just say they're saying, do you think it's going to rain? Maybe it's going to rain. We talk about that a lot in Oregon, folks, online, just so you know. Yes, no, whatever it may be. The thing is, it's never about the weather. That moment has nothing to do with the weather or the funny joke or the darling baby in the stroller. It has nothing to do with that. It's about our innate need to care for each other, to connect, and to companion each other in this life. The truth that is being spoken in that moment is about love. It's about connection. It's about oneness. This is a very Buddhist idea. The beautiful Buddhist teacher, John Kabat-Zinn, wrote, "To drop into being means to recognize your interconnectedness with all of life and with being itself. Your very nature is being part of larger and larger spheres of wholeness." Isn't that beautiful? Your very nature is being part of larger and larger spheres of wholeness. So when I was in France, at one point, David and I took a couple days and we went down to the south of France. I'd actually never been to the south, the Côte d'Azur, Nice and Provence. We rented a car, we went through Provence. It was just all so wonderful. And if you have not yet been, one thing that I will share with you that just astounded me is there is this remarkable train system in the south of France. And you can hop on the train and a 10-minute train ride will take you to this lovely hilltop sea village. And then you go another 10 minutes and voila, you're in Monaco. And then if you go a little further, you're in Italy. It's amazing. So David and I had no sort of agenda. We just decided we were going to get on the train, and we had the whole day. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and we said, "Monaco? It's a whole other country. It's the second smallest state, as they call it, and it's pretty darn interesting. Princess Grace Kelly, and all the things." And so we found ourselves in Monaco. We did the very touristy thing of, the on-off bus where you get on the top air. It is so touristy, and I love that when I go because I can be on top and see the lay of the land. It only took 40 minutes because Monaco's very small. But it was wonderful. You have these ancient buildings, and then behind them you have these super high rises that were built in the 60s and 70s. It's a fascinating mixture of cultures. It's this tiny little country between France and Italy. And even as we were going, I was Googling, what is the language in Monaco? Well, I don't know. I learned it's French. I didn't know this. But I was just very curious. And at one point, we got off the bus, and I went into a little snack shop, if you will. And there were two groups of people ahead of me. And the woman at the counter, she was 20-something, young, 20, 21 maybe. And she was conversing in fluent, flawless Italian. And I thought, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Maybe they speak more Italian here. I don't have a lot of Italian. I'm not going. So I was trying to think how I would communicate to her, and she's just helping with hand gestures in the very Italian way, and it's so wonderful and warm and lovely and refreshing. And it's this mother and her daughter who is maybe 5, and she's helping them, and the little girl, she actually walked her out to the door. I mean, it's just, the culture is so beautiful. Walked her to the door, and we're all just like waiting patiently for our time, and the little 5-year-old turns around with a hand gestures and went, "Arrivederci, everyone!" And I was like, oh, I just love everything about that kid. And we all laughed. We were having a wonderful time. And then the couple right in front of me was this elegant French couple. And this young woman moved seamlessly into French, and she was like, bonjour, and it was so beautiful and so elegante and magnifique and lovely and très jolie and all these things. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, I can't wait I want to be fluent in French. That's my next thing. So, so they help them, and then off they go. Au revoir, off they go, and then it's my turn. I get up there, and I say, bonjour, mademoiselle. And she says, hello, madame. I have a long way to go in my French, clearly. And she proceeds to speak in perfect, amazing English. And I'm just sharing with her, what I would like, and she's so kind and so present. And as this exchange was going on, knowing I was studying this idea of communication and truth and what to speak and share with you all, I could not miss that moment about how beautifully that young woman met me and everyone exactly where we were. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go learn Italian and French or some other language. That's not, but unless you want to do that, I think that's wonderful. But it reminded me of how important it is to meet another person where they are. And this speaks to so many different levels of kind of the opportunities that we have to love each other in that line at the post office, right? This young girl taught me that meeting someone where they are takes a commitment to speaking their language, even if you don't speak their language. Do you follow what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying this is about speaking another language. I'm inviting all of us together to be creative and to find ways to communicate care and love that can feel felt and received by, say, that person in line. Or if you are an introvert and that's too big of an ask, maybe it's the person online. I felt so loved by this young gal in Monaco, so cared for. In the sweetest, smallest way, we all long for a sense of connection, belonging. Wherever we are in whatever community is such an intrinsic part of being human, isn't it? And when we extend ourselves to another person, wherever we may be, we are offering the belonging that all of us long for. So, and the thing is we can do this even when we're talking about the weather, In the Christian Bible, it says in Peter, above all, love each other deeply. Above all, love each other deeply. Easier said than done, I know. I really, really know. I want to share something with you that I learned recently, and I've been putting it into practice, and it's absolutely magical. It's actually a negotiating tool. Some of you know I have a background in social justice and peace building and conflict transformation. This is a tool that's used often at the negotiation table for a variety of reasons, a variety of things. And I was thinking about how effective it is, and then I decided I wanted to see what that might look like as a spiritual practice, as a spiritual tool. And so here is what I want to share about that. So in order to stay in a vibration of love, we have an opportunity ourselves personally to use all sorts of tools that we have here. And one of them is affirmations. Yes? And I always, affirmations got such a bad rap from, was it Stuart Smiley? I am good, I am happy, my life. Remember that? And I was like, oh man, you're ruining it. It was very funny, great skit, but The thing is, though, is that the spiritual tool of affirmations is incredibly life-changing. Let me give you an example. If I am feeling, let's say, confusion, I'm just feeling confused. I have to make a big decision, and I'm feeling like I need clarity in my life, and I'm really confused. I have a choice. I can either go down the rabbit hole of confusion, and oftentimes we unconsciously do that and then stay there. And it can turn into inertia, I don't know, all the things, right? If you're not clear about a decision that has to be made. Or I can choose a spiritual path, and I can say the spiritual truth is that there is the most powerful clarity, called by so many names in so many different religions: spirit, source, quantum consciousness, universe, the indwelling spirit at the center of my being, that is always clear, that is always guiding me, that knows exactly what is best for my highest good and the good of all the people involved in this particular decision. And if I can just stop for a moment and remember that, I don't have to dig myself this hole of, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. No, God in me, spirit in me, love in me knows. So if I can just get quiet and affirm that, clarity within me knows exactly my next steps. And clarity is a capital C. It's like a God quality, a spiritual quality. Clarity in me knows exactly. I am clear in my decisions. And then what happens? The decision comes. The decision comes. Sometimes over time, but it comes, right? So those are our personal affirmations. How do we then turn this into a spiritual practice affirming others, especially in situations where there is conflict, like at a negotiating table, like at in a situation that might be heightened or difficult? So let me give you an example, another example. Let's say you are at work, and let's say that someone you work with was supposed to send a very important document, and they didn't get it done, and the deadline wasn't met, and it caused a whole domino effect, and all this drama happened. Let's just pretend, something like that, okay? You're at choice. You can go to this person and, like nobody here has ever done, say something along the lines of, you were supposed to do this. I thought you were going to do this. You told me you were going to do this. You didn't do this. Ah! Right? What does that make the other person do? Defensive, close off, fight back. There's another solution, and it's incredible. You can, in that moment, stop and take a breath. Let's all do that. The power of the breath, man, never underestimate that power of the breath. And instead, what if you decided to affirm a spiritual truth about them first? What if instead of berating them for not doing the thing, you said, Susie Q, I know you to be an incredibly responsible and a person of great integrity. So I'm curious if you could teach me why this happened. Game changer. You're speaking truth in that moment, and what happens is the other person is completely undefended. You can even say, my experience of you is that you get things done, girl. You're totally responsible. What happened? I mean, you know you're responsible, right? The person goes, yeah, I am. Here's the thing, Shannon, here's what happened, blah, 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 blah. Right? It's a completely different conversation. This works incredibly well with kids, especially teenagers. I had a situation the other day in the car with our youngest daughter, Liza Rose. She is a senior, she's applying for colleges, it's all very exciting. There is a piece in the college application that requires that the student have a meeting with their guidance counselor, because their guidance counselor has to send a letter of recommendation. Liza is very verbal about the fact that she is shy and does not like to do things like that. She also is not a big fan of this particular counselor. Let's be clear. So we're driving, and I'm driving, and I said, well, you know, honey, have you made that appointment yet? And she said, I'm not doing it, Mom. I forget it. This is a kid with a really high, she has worked really hard in school. And this is something that is, I know something that she has talked to me about, these certain colleges that she's excited to apply for. This is a piece, you know, that needs to be done. And she just did not want to do it. She was digging her heels in. She's like, Mom, I don't like her. It's not going to work. What would I say? You know, all these things, you know, giving me all the reasons why she's not going to do this piece, which is going to have a big impact on her life, right? So instead of saying what I may or may not have done in the past, I'm teasing. Instead of saying, but honey, you need to do this. In order to do this, you have to do this. I stopped, I took a breath, and I said, Liza Rose, you know, I know you to be incredibly intelligent, and I also know you to be very courageous. Do you know that of yourself? And she kind of went, yes, I do. And I said, so what do you think? What do you think about this? And she goes, I need to go in there. I'm going to make a list of all the things. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm just going to go in there and deal with it. And I was like, do, 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 do. In your relationships, perhaps instead of saying, honey, you said you were going to fill in the blank. You said you were going to take out the garbage. You said you were going to load the dishwasher. You said you were going to whatever. Honey, I know you to be a deeply caring person. Is there a reason that the garbage is piled up like this? And we made that arrangement together? I just forgot. I'm being silly, but you understand my point. You understand my point, right? I swear to you, if you take this spiritual tool, if you do anything this week, I invite you to take this tool into your life. This is speaking the truth in a way that de-escalates conflict and creates more love on the planet. Are you with me? Because aren't we here to create more love on the planet and more justice? So what do we do in situations where something is unjust? I was scrolling recently, and someone that I follow, Brett Culp, I don't know if you know him. I love him. And he wrote this thing, and he said, Mr. Rogers was a disruptor. And I was like, oh, yes, he was. He just disrupted injustice with love, with enormous care and kindness and compassion. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? For those of you who have no idea what I'm singing, please Google Fred Rogers. Thank you, Susie, darling. He was extraordinary. But if you watch, in the 60s and in the early 70s, the work that he did on television for America, he was a disruptor. And it was incredibly effective. This doesn't mean that you cannot get angry. Righteous anger is a good thing. I want to be very clear about that. Righteous anger moves the dial, and in certain situations, in regards to social justice, it is required. However, no great social justice movement, no movement for lasting peace has ever occurred if the people involved in that movement just stayed angry. There is no negotiating at the table. It does not happen. Those are the movements that fail. The ones that succeed are the ones that are done with love. I know you as a group to be compassionate human beings. Or I know you to be a group of people who are dedicated to the love of fill in the blank. And there's ways to utilize this tool with both yourself, with your loved ones, and with groups of people, especially groups that you do not agree with. This is how we build peace. This is how we build peace movements. This is how we help make the world a better place. So this week, the next time you are in line or online, I invite you to see where you can meet another person where they are, especially if all you're talking about is the weather. Recognize that is a divine moment of connection. And if you can recognize it as you're talking about the weather, the other person will feel it. They won't know what it is exactly, but they will feel it. Watch what happens when those little exchanges in your mind, you decide those are divine God moments, if you will, spiritual moments, if you will. Watch how that impacts your week. Watch how that impacts your life. And then the other thing, again, is just try this week, before you express frustration or anger, especially if it's legitimate, take a breath, pause, and speak truth about that person, and then see what happens. Let's pray. I invite the practitioners forward. Those of you online know that your practitioner hosts are going into prayer. Those of you at NTCSL Colorado, I invite the practitioners there to please stand. And this is just an opportunity for these beloveds to anchor the space for us. That's all they're doing. They're just anchoring the space for us as we go into this prayer, this blessing. So if you're comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath. What a blessing it is to be here together, to laugh together, to unpeel the layers of this onion together, to recognize that at the center of each one of us and every sentient being is this indwelling spirit, this love, this light, this grace. How good it is to be in this experience together. And in this moment, I invite all of us here and those online to just take a deep breath and allow this love and this blessing to be felt right where you are. And now bring in your heart, your loved ones, your friends, your family, and surround them with this same love, this same light, this same high vibration of goodness and compassion. Knowing there is, in truth, no separation. We are all interconnected. Those people we know and those we don't. We're all interconnected. We all come from the same stardust, the same God stuff, the same spirit life. What a blessing it is to know that no one is alone, ever, ever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where we are. We are always being companioned by others. And we have this divine opportunity to companion them. And in this moment, I just, on behalf of all of us, bless all people who are gathering this day, this week, in the name of love, people who gather in churches and mosques and synagogues and ashrams and temples and PTA meetings and yoga mats and planning meetings and hikes, knowing that there is a love that is being experienced and felt. And it is in the name of this oneness. And it is in order to participate in the betterment of this life. What a good, and gracious and loving and magnificent thing that is. And so it is from this place of grace that I give thanks. I give thanks for all of this. I give thanks for the opportunities we each have to speak truth to another person, in whatever way, to create more peace on the planet and to create more truth in that moment, to anchor and remind ourselves of the truth of ourselves and whoever is in front of us. And so it's from this place of peace and gratitude that I give the deepest, most profound thanks. And so it is. Blessed be. Amen. Thank you. I love you. I love you so much. This is our time in our service where we get to pay it forward. I want to thank all of you who are pledges. I'm a pledger. That's what this card is for. When you come in, if you're new here and you have given a pledge, please take one of these. It's just an outward symbol of that which you have committed. Maybe you give automatically. Maybe you text to give. If you do, that number is 503-966-3236. Every single thing you give, no amount is too small or too big, allows us to do this. We're a nonprofit. We're here because of the gifts you give, and I want to thank you for that. So to that, I like to hold my gift or even just put my hands over my heart as we say our blessing together. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you.
Because I'm free, blinded by the Spirit. The Spirit of God is upon me, yes it is. Everything, Spirit of God is upon me. Don't you know? Yes it is. Spirit of God is upon me. Everything, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh yes it is. Spirit of God is upon me.
Thank you. How fun is that? So we have a few announcements. Let's see. The first one is Rev Shannon is excited to be offering for the first time the class called The Journey of the Soul. It's 6 Monday evenings beginning October 9th, and it's from 6:30 to 8:30 Pacific time. It will be in person and also online via Zoom. The cost is $195, and there's a payment plan available and need-based scholarships also. It's a powerful class designed to support your spiritual growth, utilizing new thought principles and spiritual psychology. It will focus on emotional healing, practical application of spiritual principles, self-love, and soul presence, meditation, and life direction. Register in the community hall or on our website, newthoughtcsl.org. Today is the final day to register for our community-wide retreat, Deepening into the Divine. It's October 13th through the 15th at Canby Grove, which is a beautiful setting. If you plan to attend, let us know by registering now. There's a $75 deposit will hold your space. Registration in the community hall or online again on the website. We invite you to attend meditation before Sunday service. That just started this morning, and it was a great turnout already. It's a sacred process offered every Sunday before service from 10:15 to 10:45 Pacific time. It's led by a practitioner in the Practitioner Center, which is in the fireside room, the other building to the left here, and then to the end, over to the right as you approach it, that's the Practitioner Center. All levels of experience, including those of you who have never meditated or who are curious about it, all are welcome. And lastly, we have volunteer opportunities on our greeter team. This is a wonderful way to be in service to your spiritual community. On one Sunday a month, you'll be part of a team welcoming and assisting with the flow of service and the offering. You greet everybody with a smile. You provide general information. It's a great way to meet people and make connections. Please email our office manager at office@newthoughtcsl.org. That's it.
Thank you, love. And can we just, you know how when you came in, for those of you who are here in person and you had someone say hello to you, a greeter, can we please acknowledge our greeters and say thank you? Because I love you all so much. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Molly. It's such a great team. It's such a great team. The alarm went away. Good. I want to, again, thank those of you online who are visiting us from all the places. I did not receive all the places. I did. Thank you. I missed it. I'm like, I know there's something. Oh, look at this long. Okay. We have folks today visiting us from California, Colorado, Florida, Oregon, Washington, Costa Rica, Mexico, New Zealand, and Germany. Mwah! We love you so much. And to all of you here, thank you for being here. You help create this experience every week here in person. And to our choir, can we hear it once more? Yay! Thank you. Please stand as you are able for our final blessing. I'm going to invite Terry to come join me here. Again, you can register for my retreat and class downstairs or online. It's going to be a ball. It's going to be great. More of this yumminess. So, with that, may you go in the light, as the light, and with the light, until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are so loved. Mwah!
I really